Hi, folks. It's Gary at the Laid Back Bike Report. Here in the Buckeye State, we take our animal husbandry pretty darn seriously. And that's why, for all the information I need on this subject, I watched the OhioRAAM show. I'm sorry, racing? Ultra racing race across America, you say? Oh. Well, as I was saying, folks, watch the OhioRAAM show with Lee Kreider for all the information you'll ever need on ultra racing and the race across America. Every time it comes out on YouTube, I am glued to the screen. I think you will be too. Hi, Lee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back from summer. This is Maria Vasquez, and I'm host to the OhioRAAM show, a show about cycling and ultra-cycling.
Well, thank you, Maria. It's good to see you again, to see you back with us and hosting the show. And Maria has a lot of irons in the fire. She isn't able to be with us on every show, but we're always glad to have her host when she is available. And I want to thank Gary Solomon for that remarkable introduction. Thank you so much, Gary. I do have to say that I was actually in the sheep business once upon a time, and I did have the Grand Champion ewe at the Michigan State Fair. Gary operates the Laid Back Bike Report using some of the same technology. I only envy his skill at doing it, and I envy his audience. And you can learn more about the show by looking at the show notes right below the video here, where you'll see a link to his show as well as information on today's guest and some other links there you will find of interest. Also, you'll find where you can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And in the background is the Fountain of Lights at Five River Metro Parks in downtown Dayton. It was once called the largest fountain in the world. Somebody must have called them on that because now they call it one of the largest fountains in the world. Today's show, we're going to have Thomas Odom from Georgia. I won't try to pronounce the name of his town. And Tom is not only a remarkable ultra athlete, but he performs a remarkable service in helping people who cannot participate otherwise in ultra sports. You will be amazed at some of the photographs. Let's go on and talk to Tom, who's going to be riding in the Race Across America in 2019. Take it away, Maria.
Hello, Tom.
How's it going?
Fine, how are you?
Living the dream.
Oh, yep. Awesome. Of course, I need to start with a little bit about your background. Tell us a little bit about you.
Oh gosh, I'm 32. I live in a small town called Dahlonega, Georgia. Yeah, 32. Lived here, went to college here, stayed here. Kind of got into I would say endurance sports. Came from actually a swimming background. I ended up hiking the Appalachian Trail in 2005, and when I got back from that, I knew I had to find something similar. 2 months after I bought my bike, signed up for a half Ironman after never done a triathlon. I'm like, hey, why not? So did a half Ironman and died and loved it. Did Kona in 2016. I'm not like super athletically gifted. I just will follow a plan. Actually had a dream of doing Kona for a long time, but actually had dreamed to ram and ride my bike across the U.S. for even longer. So once that Kona box was checked, I kind of said, all right, I'm going to dip my toe in this ultra cycling deal. And that's kind of where I sit now. I did the Sebring race as my first ultra cycling event. And I mean, loved it. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just knew I wanted to qualify for RAAMs. That's my focus now is RAAM 2019 solo.
Hey, listen, tell us what that conservative number was for Sebring.
I don't even, was it 463?
For
For somebody who's not, how did you say you were like not athletic, gifted?
Well,
That's a pretty darn good number.
I'm more stubborn than anything. You can ask my wife. But yeah, I mean, cycling did kind of come naturally. And I live in the mountains, so, I'm used to climbing 150, 200 feet a mile.
Okay, you talked about your training.
Consistency, that's what it took. For me, I'm really good at following a plan. I needed coaching. I actually do coach a few people too, but I needed coaching myself because it takes the thinking out of it. I don't have to think. I get up and I follow the plan. And that's really it. Some days the plan stinks, some days the plan makes me rest and I want to go out and hammer more miles. For me, it's just surrounding myself with smarter people. I mean, I feel like that's how I've gotten everything in life, including my job, sports, everything. I just surround myself with really smart people and do what they tell me to do.
Tell us a little bit about the charity. I believe that in the beginning you didn't run.
And I love racing, but racing in and of itself is a pretty selfish endeavor. And I got kind of tied in with the Kyle Pease Foundation because of a buddy of mine in Dahlonega who was a big runner and got injured in a car accident and got a traumatic brain injury. And so he no longer can run. And I was able to go and push him in the chair and do Marine Corps Marathon. And from that point on, what I really realized is I could suffer just that much more when I wasn't suffering for myself. And it allowed me to push just a little bit further in sport. How can I use something I'm gifted and passionate about to help these people thrive? And that's what both of those organizations do. Kyle Pease Foundation is more focused on sport. As soon as I thought RAAM, RAAM's just a giant suffer fest.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
And I know I'm going to reach multiple points where I'm done. But if I'm suffering knowing like, hey, by me raising $250,000, which is our goal, I'm going to be able to provide 50, 100 kids the opportunity to do an Ironman, a marathon, get access to something in their community they'd no longer have access to that otherwise wouldn't do it. You're not going to stink and stop me. I'm a rookie in the UltraCycling arena, so it's hard to even, my goal is to finish. I want to make the cutoff. I want to finish. And I really want to finish with my crew still being a crew that's tight. People to be very exposed to the mission of connectability in Kyle Pease Foundation by the end of the race. I want to promote something that's a lot bigger than me sitting on a bicycle in some spandex.
Thinking about something specific that might scare you?
The heat at the beginning of the race is really something I know from the start is going to be a major challenge, and I'm already working on how to adapt that.
You have your crew is set already?
My crew is pretty much set. But I have my crew chief, which is a guy named Jesse Turk. I got a lot of smart people around me, and I'm just going to trust them and just pedal.
Yep. Lee, I don't know about you, but I mean, I will dare say that this guy's going to do phenomenal. So,
well, just want to say that in the show notes, which appear right below the video here, or the same thing if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have links to these foundations. So, $250,000 is a big chunk of money. Hey, Maria.
Yes.
It's time to wrap this up.
I know. I'm hungry again. All right. So, Tom, thank you so very much for joining us today. We wish you nothing but, the best. I know you're going to be doing great. I mean, I can tell. So, Lee, see you later on.
Okay, we'll see you. And Tom, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it a lot.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to talk.
Well, thank you, Tom, for being with us, and we certainly honor you in the work you do, and we hope you'll be seeing you here in Ohio in the Race Across America 2019. And thank you, Maria, again, for hosting the show. And, of course, we want to thank all of those of you who view the show We appreciate your support a great deal, especially those of you who give us likes and shares and comments on the social media. That helps the show grow as it has grown over the years. Again, be sure to check the show notes for more information about Tom and also other information about UltraCycling. Our next show on September 17th will be with Marcus Blagrove from England. He is a professor in the university there, as well as a mosquito researcher, a role that is very important to the health and well-being of the human population on this globe, and also an ultra-cyclist. And so we're glad to have him on the show. Goodbye, Maria.
Goodbye, Lee. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you in about 10 days.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.